Good morning. This is Jay Trucker 717 broadcasting, and this is Jay Trucker 717. How are you doing today? Oh, my cup of coffee. Can I get the day started out with a fresher coffee? So, what is going on this morning? Truck drivers arrested for refusing to wear a mask in Oregon. Now, we know that the coronavirus is starting to get back on its, they call it the second wave or the uptick. And you need to make sure you're wearing a mask. And a lot of states are starting to require it mandatory to wear a mask. So in this situation, truck driver refused to wear a mask and got in a little trouble. Let's take a look at this. Truck driver in Oregon said he was arrested for refusing to wear a mask. John Colbert had a scheduled court appearance in Sweet Home, Oregon on Wednesday morning for failure to stop for a school bus. Colbert said that when he arrived with his 6-year-old daughter, a court clerk told him that he needed to put on a mask. Mindful of the social distancing, Colbert and his daughter sat at the back of the courtroom far away from others. When Judge Larry Blake entered the courtroom and saw Kubrick at the back of the room without a mask, he proceeded to chew him out. Tell me if you're not going to wear a mask. He was going to hold him in contempt of court and have him lodged at Lynn County Jail, Kubrick said. Kubrick told the Statesman. Kubrick said that he cannot wear a mask due to breathing problems. Kubrick told the Statesman that his breathing problems were so severe they forced him to be medically discharged from the Army. Kubrick let the judge know that he would not wear a mask and told the judge he'd leave the courtroom. When Kubrick reached his car, Sweet Home Police Chief Jeff Lynn approached Kubrick and told him that the judge had ordered him arrested. Okay, Kubrick was arrested and spent 2 hours in a holding cell. Once released, he was informed of his original case was moved to July 22nd. He was also told that if he returns, he needs to wear a mask and a letter from his doctor, or he'd face 30 days in jail for contempt of court. Okay, well, there's a couple things here. Number one, if you're going to not wear a mask and you're going to say that you have some medical reasons, go get a doctor's note. I mean, it's just that simple. But just saying that I have breathing problems, I mean, judges hear citizens lie to them all day long. So one of the things they're going to do is they're going to just say, okay, yeah, I've heard that before. So you need to make sure you, if you're going to not wear a mask because of medical conditions, get a doctor's note. Get something that says, hey, I can't wear a mask and this is the reason why. And then you won't have that many people bothering you. So, but everybody's a little uptight about this coronavirus because people are dying because of it. So with, rightfully do so, they want to make sure everybody's staying safe and they're maintaining their social distancing. All right, what else is going on? Here is a list of 9 traffic enforcement efforts that are starting soon. Now, we know we got this blitz going on, this blitz where they're going to be out there monitoring speed limits. So we have a list of all the different areas that are going to be doing blitz by the state. So let's take a look at this. In North America, July 12th through the 18th, U.S. and Canada is going to be having that Operation Safety Driver Week is what it's called. In Illinois, it's going to be from June 15th to July 6th. So like every state has a different time for this safety blitz. Okay. Iowa, July 3rd to July 7th is when they're going to have their safety blitz. In Kentucky, June 28th to July 3rd is when they're going to have theirs on I-75. Let's see if we have any more. Minnesota, June 22nd to July 19th. Okay, Nevada, June 26th to July 12th. Texas, July 1st, they're going to have their safety blitz. And that's basically it. We know it's going to be in July, one of the weeks in July, but each state is going to have their own time period when they're going to have their safety blitz. All right, what else is going on? What else is going on? Hair follicle testing discussed at TCA annual meeting. Okay. We all know that as a truck driver, you're going to get a drug test. But one of the things they're using now, which is a more accurate test than just actual tests that they do for testing for drugs, marijuana, TCP, is the hair follicle blitz. If you've been smoking weed and you do a hair follicle blitz, it stays in your hair a long time. I think they say like 3-4 weeks. Usually, if you're smoking marijuana, you can wait till it goes out of your system, and they won't be able to detect it. Or you can take certain drugs to get out of the getting detected for smoking. But when they do the hair follicle test, it stays in your hair for, like I said, almost a month. So yeah, pretty accurate test. The week the Truckload Carriers Association, TCA, held an annual safety and security meeting. During the fireside chat between TCA and the FMCSA, the group discussed the new drug and alcohol clearinghouse and the hair follicle testing. To this date, 24,000 drivers has tested positive for drugs or alcohol since the Clarison inception. So since they started doing this hair follicle testing, they've had 24 drivers tested positive. FMCSA Administrator Jim Mullen stated that the clearinghouse is successful keeping drivers who have been tested positive for drugs or alcohol from disclosing it to their future employers. Okay, during the discussion, the debate over hair testing versus urine testing was brought up. Mullen said the agency is looking at the hair follicle testing. So they're going to look at that because it's a lot more accurate than the urine test. All right, what else is going on? What else is going on in the news? All right, I think I talked about it on a previous broadcast where Memphis, Tennessee, they were having people attacking trucks. Well, that's also going on in Minneapolis. It says warning: group attacking trucks and drivers in Minneapolis. Now, first of all, and I've said it before, it's like if you get any freight going to Minneapolis, I wouldn't take it. That's just not me. You don't want to be in that area right now. They're protesting because of the George Floyd death that they feel, they're protesting because of injustice, which I think is rightfully so. But you don't want to be in that area right now as a truck driver. According to Minneapolis Crime Watch Group, a group of men are targeting and attacking truck drivers trying to pull them out of their cabs in Minneapolis. And we've seen that all over the news, so don't go down towards Minneapolis. All right, if you're going to go to Minnesota, Duluth, go ahead and drop your load and get the heck out of there. Do not go through Minneapolis. All right, what else is going on? Fontana, California. I've been there, beautiful place. 68 new parking spots in Fontana, California. Okay, everybody knows Pilot, of course. If you're a truck driver, you know Pilot and Super A. Okay, Pilot Company recently opened a new Flying J travel center in Fontana, California. It's located on 14320 Slover Avenue, just off of Interstate 10. Okay, the new location has 68 truck parking spaces, which is a lot. 8 diesel lanes with high-speed pumps. Love that. Wendy's restaurant, 7 showers, a driver's lounge, fresh-made pizza, grab-and-go food offerings prepared on site daily. And we all know those Flying J's, those Pilot Fire J's are pretty nice. A pretty nice truck stop. They have decent showers and a decent trucker lounge. So I always liked the Flying J's. Okay, what else is going on? Good news, Walmart expects to add 500 drivers to its fleet. Good news, good news. Now, if you ever get a Walmart account, a friend of mine said her brother had a Walmart, was a Walmart driver and had a dedicated Walmart account, and he loved it. He was able to get home at least 2 or 3 times during the week because he had this dedicated run. He would drive there, and when he came home, he'd take it, come home, get home at a decent time, and he would spend the night at his house. So it was a real good account for him, and he made pretty decent money doing that account. One of the largest driving fleets in American trucking industry is looking for more qualified drivers again, jobs that come with some of the profession's top salaries and benefit packages. Okay. Our colleague James Joliet, Executive Director of the Commercial Carrier Journal and Overdrive, writes, Walmart Transportation, which last year aggressively grew its private fleet by 900 drivers, hopes to continue that growth in early 2020 by adding another 500 in the coming months. The fleet's expansion is meant to serve a twofold purpose: to keep up with the demand from the retailer's giant sales growth in the stores and online, and to bring more of its transportation needs in-house, away from the for-hire market. More of the continuing to move in the trucking business in-house and away from for-hire fleets. Walmart also is a daunting competitor in the driver recruiting space, and it is likely many of the 500 drivers it plans to hire will be plucked from the for-hire ranks. For instance, Walmart drivers average $87,000 a year annually. That's a good salary for any type of job in pay. And drivers that stay with the fleet can earn up to $100,000 a year. The guy I was talking about, her brother, she talks about how much money he makes. So if you become a Walmart driver, it's almost like being an OTR driver. They have Walmart facilities all over the United States. So you'll probably be driving from one of the main distribution centers to the other distribution center. So it's a pretty decent account to have. And like I said, you make a decent amount of money. Walmart pays you very well. All right. I think that is it for today's broadcast. It is going to be a warm next couple of days in the 90s. It's here in Virginia. We call it the humid state. You get that humid heat, and when you walk out, you're sweating since you walk out the door. You get that humid heat. It's a different type of heat than places like Florida and Texas. It has a humid heat. There's so much water around here. But we're going to end with the weather break and take a look at the weather. And like I said, no load is worth your life. Be safe out there as a driver. This is Jay, Trucker 717. Peace. I'm out of here.
As we move into Monday and the rest of the week, we will once again be watching for the threat of thunderstorms. And that could include severe storms with damaging winds and large hail in the northern plains and also North and South Carolina. Now that rain will be beneficial in some spots like the northern plains and in New England where we've been pretty dry. Notice how that area severe expands and slides a bit more to the east across the plains on Tuesday. We will be watching scattered showers and storms, some of that into Indiana and southern Illinois, and that area is dry too, so we also could use some rain here. Now keep an eye to the sky with that thunder around. Just be aware of that because that can be really dangerous, and I know a lot of you are out and about at this time of the year. Notice we still have some wet weather and still some thunderstorm action as we move into Wednesday.